Are there people really buying homes for cash in Newton, Massachusetts? This year, we've witnessed a roller coaster of interest rates, fewer home sales, and escalating prices. And for those who did get a loan, how big were those loans?
Hey there, real estate enthusiasts. Ed and John coming to you from our Waban, Massachusetts office. We're here today to spill the beans on the Newton real estate market.
Through the end of October, the average price of a condominium in Newton was up 8%. to $1,115,000. Single-family homes were up just over 1.5%, with an average sale price of $1,989,000.
And we've crunched those numbers in Newton, breaking it down to the 10 zip codes, and we'll have that information for you at the end of this video.
But first, let's talk about all of Newton.
Here's a jaw dropper. Last year, single-family homes was 460. This year, we're at 377 for the first 10 months of the year.
That's right. That's about 18% fewer homes sold this year than last year. But don't let that fool you. It's not necessarily due to the high interest rate right now. It is really due to the lack of homes on the market and the lack of inventory.
You bet. And the single-family home price in Newton is dancing just below $2 million. But the sweet spot is between $1 and $2 million.
Absolutely. For the year-to-date numbers through October, we saw 173 properties sell between $1 million and $2 million, but just 49 properties or single-family homes sold between $430,000 to $1 million. So a whopping 45% of the homes sold in Newton are between that $1 million to $2 million mark.
And brace yourselves, between 2 and 3 million, we saw 101 homes sold, and 54 homes sold between 3 and 6.25 million.
So are the numbers as diverse for condominiums in Newton as they are for single-family homes? Well, condos in Newton have a big range too, from 1 or 2 bedroom apartments to large luxury townhomes.
Yeah, you bet, John. We see a wide range of pricing. We saw condos this year selling from $395,000 all the way up to $2.8 million.
Yeah, but that median price of $987,000 is where most of that action is. About 42% of the condos fall between $500,000 to $1 million that are sold in Newton. And then with another 42% in the $1 million to $2 million range.
Now, John, you took a deep dive into this data. Is anything interesting that stood out to you?
Well, you bet. And there's quite a few things, but one of the things that stood out to me most was not who was buying properties, but who was not. We noticed a significant drop in the number of properties purchased by developers, and they're snatching up fewer properties both on and off the market. So let's see if that trend continues as we finish up the rest of the year.
This year, we've been on a wild ride with mortgage interest rates. So, John, what's the deal with interest rates for 2023?
Yeah, hold on to your wallets. The 30-year average fixed rate for mortgages started around 6.5% in January, and they fluctuated between 6 to 7% throughout the year until about August. And then, bam, those rates shot up to 8% by October, and now they're really kind of playing in the mid-sevens.
Yeah, no doubt. It's definitely around August when we saw all the eager buyers kind of cool down and step out of the market.
Yeah, exactly. In Newton, we're seeing fewer listings, and most of the available homes are those spec homes or the new construction homes owned by developers. Those resale homes that are kind of mid-priced in that $1 to $2 million range that we talked about earlier really sell like hotcakes. And when they're well-priced, they disappear faster than my morning coffee.
And that covers mortgage rates. But John, talking with people around town, it seems to be this perception that everyone's paying cash for homes. Is that what you found in your research?
That is the perception, Ed, but we pulled the actual numbers for Newton single-family homes bought without a mortgage and, as some would say, cash.
And before you imagine a briefcase full of cash coming to the closing table, these are wired funds. Just because somebody waives a mortgage contingency doesn't mean they're not going to be paying cash or getting a mortgage for the home. And in fact, they usually do get a mortgage.
Yeah, so drum roll, please. 22.6% of the homes sold in Newton between January and October of this year went mortgage-free. And guess what? It's not just the high rollers that are buying homes cash. Homes bought between $670,000 to $6 million. There's a big range there. Buyers were really kind of making waves with cash offers and actually paying cash. But here's the kicker. Over 58% of the buyers above $3 million still opted for a loan.
Wow. And speaking of loans, what's the average loan amount for a home purchased in 2023, John?
$1,355,000 in Newton. That was the average loan amount based on the 250 single-family homes that had a mortgage that we saw in Newton that sold this year. That was on average of getting a loan for about 65% of the purchase price and putting down about 35%. And that down payment kind of on average looked at about $725,000 for a down payment. Pretty significant.
Let's quickly dive into each village's value, although we do have this broken down by zip code.
Yes, we'll give you the average year-to-date sale price as of October 31st, 2023, and how it compared to the previous year for both condos and single-family homes. So let's go through this list really quick now.
Let's work from lower to higher in values. John, the first one is Newton Upper Falls, which is 02464.
Yeah, so single-family average sale price was $1,060,000, and that's up just shy of 0.5%. Condos, $1,013,000, and that's up 26%.
Alrighty, moving on to Newtonville, which is 02460.
So the average price, $1,446,000 for single-family homes, down 4%. Condos, $1,266,000, up 11%.
And thirdly, we have Auburndale, which is 02466.
That's $1.526 million for single-family homes. That's down 1%. And condos are also down, but they're down 12% at $1,029,000.
Alrighty, moving on to Newton Highlands, which is 02461.
So single-family homes, the average sale price was $1,732,000. Saw a big increase in value there at 11%. And condos are $1,246,000 for their average sale price this year, and that's up 3.25%.
Alrighty, moving on to Newton Lower Falls, which is 02462.
We're climbing up in the average sale prices here. Single-family homes, the average price was $1.8 million, and that was a 25% increase in value there. Condos, the average price is $517,000. And that was down 17%, but keep in mind that was just for 2 condo units sold in Newton Lower Falls.
Alrighty, we're moving on to 02458, which includes Newton Corner and parts of Nonantum.
All right, that number there is $1.9 million for single-family homes, and that's down 10%, where condos are $1,067,000, and that's up 5.4%.
All right, now we have West Newton, which is 02465.
And single-family home average there is $2,075,000, down 2.5%. Condos are $1,134,000, up 2.3%.
All righty, moving into Newton Center, which is 02459, and this encompasses Oak Hill, Newton Center, and Oak Hill Park.
Yeah, it's a big geographic area for zip code in Newton. I always find it funny. Single-family homes are $2.125 as the average sale price this year so far. That's up 10.2%. And condos are a robust number as well at $1.435 million, and that's up 18.27%.
We have 02467, which encompasses the Newton area of Chestnut Hill, not including Brookline or West Roxbury, just Newton.
Right, and so the single-family home average sale price there is $2.416, and that is down 23%.
Wow.
And condos are $763,000, and that was down 2.46%.
Alrighty, and last but not least is 02468, Waban, which is the location of our office.
Yeah, and this is the biggest number based on the zip code village idea that we're doing here. Single-family average sale price is $2,568,000, and that's up 12.81%. Condos are $1,733,000, and that's up 5.29%. Well, thanks a lot for taking the time to listen to this information about the Newton real estate market and what's happening here. I'm John Lynch, and this is Ed Johnston. And if you have any questions about this information today or information in any of the other towns we cover, feel free to reach out to us. We would be happy to have a conversation.
Thanks, everyone.